Greetings, my name is Slight, and welcome to a build review. This is day 12 on Vanessa. I'm going to take you through this build. The goal of this is to show you what good endgame builds look like. The essence of what we're doing here is a weather glass plus water wheel combo. The main way that we are doing damage is by doing an incredible amount of poison and burn damage through a radiant weather glass, so it can't be frozen, slowed, or destroyed. That is triggering a huge amount of hastes, and then those hastes are actually allowing the rest of our board to do damage. The reason that our weather glass has been so strong is that we have had corrosive toxins since beginning early in the game. So fights like Vanessa here tend to be a little bit easier because once we start applying that poison, their weapons tend not to do very much damage. Granted, our build is not quite as oppressive as Dooley builds who use the same thing. Nevertheless, it is quite strong. Also, we just recently, on the last day, got Sick Burn, which is extremely strong and especially good with Weather Glass. But basically a classic combo here to whenever you poison, charge a burn item, and that can go infinite with Weather Glass itself. Now, there are a couple other things that our build is doing. For one, we're triggering a huge amount of haste, and we've got a Deadly Shark Ray here that's Diamond. I used my level 10 level up to promote this to Diamond because it doubles its actual ability to gain damage. And it has a Deadly, which I got from the Cultist vendor. And I traded 20% of my health to give this Deadly. We also have Right Eye, which I just got during this day, which is adding another 20% crit. And Hone Strike, which seems to be bugged. It seems to be giving its 5% crit chance to every item, but it really should only be giving it to the item which crit. Nevertheless, that's another way for us to get this Deadly Shark Ray's crit up in the early game. Some key decisions that have caused this build to be successful is Pop Snappers being here next to the shielded water wheel. I think most people would not necessarily recognize this as a good point. And all of my insect wings have gone to moving this Pop Snapper's cooldown down to 2.4, because realistically, for me to be in a really strong position, I need to get Water Wheel triggered as soon as possible so that I can haste my Radiant Weather Glass, and then I have infinite haste. So the sooner this goes off, the sooner this charges 3 seconds, and right now with 2.4 plus 3, that's almost exactly 5.5. So once Pop Snappers goes off, this immediately triggers, hastes this, then this only has maybe one more second before this is ready to go off and starts hasting everything, and that's when our board really comes online, right? Because then we start getting the charges from Sick Burn, we start reducing their damage, and we start pumping this up like crazy. I also have Oceanic Rush here, which is quite strong. It's not super good in this build. If I had a low cooldown aquatic item that I could put here instead of Pop Snappers, then that would work better. But obviously, this is going to be doing better than either of any of these other options that I have as far as hasting something. We've got a little bit of control with Stunning Strike, a little bit of cooldown reduction from Berserker, just in case they have quite a lot of health. And we have Rapid Thaw, which we got from a Joyful Jack, which is obviously quite good. One thing I do not like about Rapid Thaw is it does not reduce freeze of 1 duration to 0, which you would assume that it would do based on reading it, but it does not do that. So things like Coolant Leak, which trigger 5 1-second burns, are actually not countered by Rapid Thaw, which I think is not ideal. I think Rapid Thaw would be the type of skill that's rare enough that it should stop those things. So that's in the current build. It doesn't work that way. All that being said, that should cover the build for you. Obviously, everything else we're doing here is pretty standard. Let's play against Rust the Bus and see how it goes. He's got Knife Tricks, and he's got a 4.9 second thing. So we did get frozen on our shielded water wheel here, which is not ideal. So I don't think we're going to be able to actually fight this. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. That's our tankiness and our ability to haste everything. For this to get frozen, you know, we kind of lose. So we kind of lost a 1 out of 6 there, and one of the options for it to freeze would have been a radiant, so that would have been really, really good if this had gotten hit by freeze. So a little bit unlucky, but that is how it goes. Nevertheless, we still get the 2 chests, and I'll see you in the next one.